magnificent dive from Alex Shaw.
VAR's coming, it's on the way.
I think it's ruining the game, to be quite honest.
I'm for it, like.
I'm the same, you know, I'm definitely all for VAR.
So, like, in your meeting on the Monday, you advising the referee that's a free kick or not?
Yeah.
So clear and obvious, sir. We're debating it too long. Yeah, check complete.
There is no penalty kick. There's no contact for me.
With VAR, what's the decision there? Decisions like that could end up costing him his job.
Screaming for a penalty here.
So much to get through in this match, let's get straight to it. We don't have VAR in Scottish football quite yet, but we do have sports scene VAR. Unfortunately, it's about 3 hours too late. But anyway, let's have a look at this goal.
Well, there's always been refereeing controversy in sports scene over the years, as far back as I can remember, certainly. But he's every right to be livid.
He's rushed it, he's got it wrong, it's a ridiculous decision.
Mikey.
It's a horrific decision from the referee and the linesman.
You don't go into refereeing without thinking you're going to get a certain level of criticism. It doesn't matter whether you look back in the press in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you'll always find referees' decisions being challenged.
I've seen some bad decisions up here, I've got to say, but that's one of the worst ones.
There's always debate, healthy debate.
I don't think it's a stamp.
But did he mean it?
Yeah, but I don't think... Yeah, but Tomo, the thing is,
I think referees we've got in our game at the minute are embarrassing. I would say they're about the worst in the whole of Europe.
I feel they're all right, but yeah, a wee bit help's always good.
Scottish football is to introduce the Video Assistant Referee, or VAR, to the Premiership from next season.
VAR, Video Assistant Referee. It's here to help the referees, help us get more correct decisions and help use technology to improve the correctness of decisions in important matches at the top level of the country. At the video control room, there'll be an additional referee who will be the VAR, and then he'll have an video assistant referee who'll also help review all the camera angles, all the footage as they come in. There's a video operator that helps give them the correct feed and the correct angles and helps with the technology side, and they'll all be reviewing the matches live as they come in and can communicate with the referee when required to for serious incidents that are missed.
The referee is still the lead of that team. They will have the right to go over and have a look at a pitchside monitor, review it, and either change their mind or say, I'm happy with my original decision, I'm going to stick with it.
For me, it's about reducing mistakes. And I don't think we'll ever get to the point where you've got any humans involved that everybody's going to agree on a tackle or a sending off or whatever. But I mean, I think if the closer we can get to 100% correct decisions, then the better it is.
Football's all about goals. Now it's all about trying to rule them out. That's the way I see it.
As long as football's been there, there's been bad refereeing. One that sticks in my mind was the World Cup itself in South Africa. Last 16 match between England and Germany. Frank Lampard's ghost goal, as it was called.
That's a lovely touch. Lampard!
I remember everything about it. I remember it being at least a yard over the line, going in the studio, absolutely ballistic.
There's a chance England can go out of a World Cup here because of that decision.
Manuel Neuer knew it was in.
Everybody in this stadium knew it was in.
Something has to change.
I think the powers that be looked at that and thought, we can't have that anymore.
If we had VAR, thankfully we don't.
Well, you are VAR.
Right, OK. The one that I remember, it has to be the worst refereeing decision of all time that I've certainly seen, not just in Scotland, but probably the world, was Les Mottram when Dundee United for Hull playing against Partick Thistle. Paddy Connolly scores. The ball comes out of the goal and one of the Thistle defenders catches the ball. And the referee, Les Mottram, decides to play on. It was incredible. I mean, A, it was so obviously a goal, and B, when it came out, the defender catches it, so therefore it must be a penalty. He saw it all happen. These are just instances that highlight the need to bring VAR into Scottish football, albeit we're late to the party.
Initially in 2019, when it came in for the Women's World Cup, there was a few lengthy delays that I think now aren't so common. There was some parts of the game where it was maybe 4 or 5 minutes that you were waiting still for this decision.
Welcome to the Parc des Princes in Paris. It is win or bust, and even 3 points might not be enough. But we do know that anything less, and the Scots will be heading home.
Probably the hardest point in your career is the way that everything ended, and obviously VAR played a big role in that.
For Scotland against Argentina is Bonsegundo against Alexander. Right footage, he steps up. Bonsegundo is saved by Alexander, and the second is away. And Lee Alexander is the biggest hero in the Parc des Princes. I hate to tell you, but VAR are having a check of the penalty.
No, please, no.
And it's pretty much black or white whether you're on the goal line or you're not.
She had both feet off her line when the ball was kicked. Oh, it's a retake. It is a retake. This is unbelievable stuff in the Parc des Princes.
I can't deal with it.
Can Lee Alexander perform a miracle once again? Here she comes. It's a goal. And Scotland look like they're heading out of the World Cup.
Still got painful memories from obviously using VAR on a world stage, but it's here to stay, and I think we just need to get used to it.
I don't like the disruption of the game, the disruption of it. It breaks the flow of the game, it breaks the atmosphere. It's a spectator sport that we play. As a spectacle, we need to keep the game fast and flowing.
It's not perfect. If you see in England at times, be frightened to celebrate now, to be honest, in case it's pulled back. But we'll get left behind if we don't introduce it.
I think the version down in England has had its ups and downs, and it's been refined, and it's getting to the point where it's, I mean, maybe not completely palatable for everybody, but it has improved, there's no doubt about that.
Relatively, it doesn't take away the discussions or the controversy.
When you introduce change, there's going to be a period of adaptation, and people will need to be patient with it as we adapt to the new technology.
It's exciting for Scottish football. I think it's something that fans probably will be looking for, to set aside and be the same as all the top European leagues, to have VAR.
Due to the performances of our clubs in European competitions recently, we're currently 8th in the UEFA coefficient. Now, if you look across Europe and the other leagues that are in and around that area, they've all got VAR. And I think there's a question, if the game wants to move forward in Scotland, the VAR is part of that picture. This has been very much a process that's been driven by the clubs and by the Scottish FA. So the SFA want it for the referees and to give them a platform to grow and to get European appointments, and 41 out of 42 of our clubs voted for it at our general meeting in April.
I've watched it back. I need to be really careful what I'm saying. I just can't wait to get VAR in Scotland. I think the game's evolved, it's a lot more athletic, and refereeing's changed over the years, so I think the officials need it in, but I think it's better for Scottish football.
We're dealing with professional sport, there's a lot of money in it, and it's really important that from a club perspective that they get the right decisions more of the time.
There is obviously decisions we've got away with, but I sit here generally, honestly think that we've had a lot of decisions go against us as a smaller club. When you maybe visit the bigger clubs, your 18,000, 20,000 Easter Roads, Tynecastles, Parkhead and Ibrox.
50,000 people in a stadium, and 99% of them are supporting the same club, and they make their voices known at certain points during the game when there are collisions or whatever you want to call it. Referees as human beings are more likely to come down in the favour of those, the masses of people than they are of the very small percentage.
I think it's really, really difficult for the referee not to react to the crowd. It's an emotion.
So I would be hoping that that VAR would sort of equal those things back up again.
I knew it's bringing in, but it should have been in the beginning of the season, because there is a lot of cheating going on, even outside the penalty box. They're all at it, apart from St Mirren.
I think that it's definitely going to change the dynamic of games. But you do want that justice that comes with it. I just hope that whoever's behind the scenes has absolutely nailed the process.
The more the referees and officials can have that added benefit of VAR, the better. I think it's only going to improve the game.
It's a faff. It's a total... It is a joke. It really is. Keep Scottish football the way it is. I understand you need to adapt to make everything advance, and because you don't want to be like a caveman stuck away, but doing this, it's going to be a laugh. Like, not a good laugh, a really bad laugh at us.
Coming in halfway through a season probably is, well, it's not the most ideal situation.
Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland.
Say if you sat on it and you didn't have it till the start of next season, and in the last week or two of the league season there's a massive refereeing error which tilts the balance of the league title. The SFA are going to be asked, why didn't you bring in VAR that would have avoided that? Why did you sit on it?
Tom just painted a picture there of what could happen. What will happen is it's going to be, well, if VAR had been in at the start of the season, then we would have got this and we would have got that, and it could still have impacted it. Whether it be for a league title between Rangers and Celtic, well, again, either way, well, if VAR had been in, they wouldn't have got that goal, or we would have got this opportunity. That's going to happen.
I honestly think you just need to bring it in when it's ready. You can see both sides of the argument. I've been a player that's been impacted by VAR, and it's good moments, bad moments. I think for the greater good of the game, we're falling way behind.
If I've got this decision right now, would you rather wait to start the next season or bring it in mid-season? I would rather bring it in mid-season. Are you going to have that debate and people going back and looking at where their clubs would have had, should have had? 100%. But again, that's football and that's why we love it.
Part of the education of VAR is that we've been going around all the 12 Premiership clubs, so it was a great opportunity to come round and use the time with all the first team players, the managers and the coaches to run through what VAR can do, what it can't do, and to take any questions and answers. Okay guys, this is the 12th visit that we've done out of the 12 Premiership clubs, so hopefully we've got the presentation just about right now. Refereed quite a few of you in the room today, so I do recognise a lot of faces that we've been on the park with. Ian Fife, I've been joined by Ian. Ian's ex-Category 1 referee as well in Scotland, also currently a referee observer, and for the last year has been running our VAR project. I'm also joined by John McCrossan, so John's specialist assistant, and just coming in the back door we have Andrew Dallas. So it's a great opportunity to chat with a couple of the referees, chat with me, chat with Ian. We're very happy to take any questions. Ian's going to do the intro to the VAR.
As Croft said, my name's Ian Fife. I'm on the referee committee. I've been looking after the VAR project for the last year or so. What is VAR all about? When can we intervene? Mistaken identity, take that away because it doesn't happen very often. You're really only looking at 3 instances where if the referee has made a clear and obvious error, the VAR is going to intervene. And they are straight red cards, every goal, and penalty area decisions. On goals, every goal gets checked. So, you know, you can chase after the referee all you like, that's up to you, but it's going to get checked. Automatically, it's going to get checked. The last thing on the slide is this new bit of terminology called the APP, an attacking phase of possession. And it really gets to the point of how far back can VAR go. It can only last for as long as you're in possession of the ball, moving forward into an attacking part of the field of play. If a goal gets scored at the end of that, what the VAR will do, they'll check that the goal was clean, that the ball went over the goal line, but they're also going to go right back to the start of that APP. Was there anything in there that might chalk that goal off? Okay, let's show you some clips and it'll bring some of this a bit more to life. So.
Playing in the midfield today. Down he goes, he's appealing for a free kick, which isn't forthcoming. Turnbull for Jota. Kyogo might have been in an offside position. Jota continues, it's Maida!
And what VAR's going to look at is the APP. They're going to go right through this build-up to the goal, attacking phase of possession, which started when Celtic won that ball. Okay? So, 3 questions to ask. Was it a foul at the start to start the APP in the first place? Second point, was that an offside? Third point,
was that an offside? So there's 3 things to check. Let's do the offsides first. That guy plays it to himself. This guy gets out of the way. Whether you like it or not, the laws of the game say he's not offside. The second one cleared, the player receiving the ball and scoring the goal is behind the ball. Therefore, he's not offside. OK, so we've cleared off the 2 offsides. The question remains, was that a foul by Callum McGregor to kick the whole thing off? And that's what VAR will look at.
Is that a foul then?
What do you think?
So in your meeting on the Monday, you advising the referee that's a free kick or not?
Yeah.
Free kick.
OK, second one.
Here's Hayes for Ramirez. Good run by Mackenzie. He's in behind Cammy Kerr. Is he taken out? Well, it's a corner kick only.
OK, so let's go through the process again. Decision on the field of play, corner kick. Does it fall into the VAR categories? Yes, it does. It's a challenge in the penalty area. It's possibly a penalty kick. So VAR's going to look at it. What VAR's got is this angle that you're looking at now that the referee doesn't have, is the angle from behind the goal. And the VAR is going to look at that and decide whether the referee's made a clear and obvious error in not giving the penalty kick. If VAR thinks that, they'll be saying to the referee, we recommend that you go to the referee review area, to the monitor, and we're going to show you these pictures, X, Y, and Z, for a potential penalty kick. What do you think?
That's a stone wall. Day of the week.
So we think it's a penalty. So we were saying the same, and we've showed all the clubs this.
OK, next one.
This is Tony Watt for Smith, who's been wiped out completely by Liam Boyce. Well, Colin Stevens says yellow only.
OK, so what's the decision on the field of play? Free kick, yellow card. So that's what VAR's working with. Does it fall into the VAR categories? Yes, it does. It's potentially a red card. If the VAR thinks the referee has clearly and obviously got that wrong and it should have been a straight red, then he's going to send him to the monitor. On these instances, what the VAR will show the referee at the monitor, point of impact, so they will show him the still picture, but then they'll show him at full speed, so you get the intensity. Who thinks red card? I mean, you could hear the noise in the room. You're quite happy with that? OK, so that's all the clips. I hope it's been useful just to sort of bring things to life by actually watching some of the live incidents.
Now, guys, I really appreciate the questions and your time today. All the best and have a good one. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Hopefully that was good for you.
You should be a ref.
Interesting. Interesting. Oh, it's going to be brilliant.
No, but that was
good.
Aye. They're arguing with each other.
Great.
Isn't it? You're right. Good stuff. Thanks again.
All the best.
That was good.
From talking to UEFA, FIFA, our friends down south in the EPL, we did get a strong feel that by having VARs in a central location, sharing experiences, learning and communicating is a lot better than sitting in isolation in either a van or in a room at the stadium. And I think we did 70 or 80 live matches with youth level players from the professional clubs in Scotland.
All right, OK, we're good to go.
Check complete, award to go.
So we've now had 3 visits from FIFA to do a final assessment on our centre here.
Looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of work put into to get to where we are tonight. So hopefully this is just one of the final pieces of the puzzle that allow this to go live and everybody's happy with it.
Penalty given, on-field decision. Just delay the restart. Gavin, delay.
OK, so can we run through on this, camera 4? OK, Gavin, I'm going to recommend an on-field review. OK, so we're going to show you a still image of the ball hitting the upper arm above the line of the shirt.
That's fine, so we're going no penalty.
Restart with the drop ball, yep.
Potential offside.
Okay.
Potential offside.
Okay. Yeah, right, let's look at that. Right. Yeah, so Number 4 defender, it needs to be his left or his right toe. It is number 4 defender, right toe. OK, yeah, I'm confirmed. And he's onside. OK, check complete, Gav. Penalty. Okay, so on-field decisions are penalty.
We've got to have protocol in place that FIFA have dictated and is a global protocol. That only once the game is stopped will the assistant VAR or the VAR press their red button, which will communicate to the referee to delay the game because there's a possible penalty check.
Okay, I need to look behind the goal camera, so number 4. Can you run it through for me? Yeah, I wouldn't say... Can you give me it again? Yeah, listen, what do you think, Alan? Enough to support that, eh? Run it through for us, please. This yellow kick. I think Blackfield is the ball, doesn't he? Yellow kicks him.
Would you like it at full speed?
What are you thinking, Alan? Run it through at full speed for us, Matthew.
You could have anywhere between 5 and 60,000 fans in a stadium waiting for this decision, plus however many, thousands and thousands at home.
Still checking, Greg?
Yeah, still delay.
We're under pressure to keep the game going if we can. We're under pressure to shorten the time that they take to do these reviews. But at the end of the day, I'd rather get it right and take a few seconds longer than rush it. We need to make sure that, we're going through the right steps.
What do you think, Alan?
Looking through the back, for me,
It's enough to support the penalty. It's not clear and obvious, we're debating it too long. Yeah, check complete.
Yeah.
Okay, Gav, check complete.
Oh,
keeper.
Number 10.
Okay, Gav, no outstanding VAR checks. Good to close the game when you are.
I've been refereeing 31 years now, been involved in refereeing. I've not met one referee that just chucks the bag in the back of the boot and doesn't care. They drive down the road, up the road, they worry about it. I've heard referees saying that they can't sleep at night because they're concerned of decisions that they've not given.
I should have maybe helped you, but see that penalty thing?
It's one of them, isn't it?
It's one of the ones, and for me, I don't think it's clear and obvious.
I don't think it's clear and obvious.
Do you think we should got him over?
Mainly around the penalty area decisions that you like to go back and have another look at because you'd like to think, did I get that right? Did I not get that right?
When I heard you talking it, I thought there was enough element of doubt for you to think, you know what, why don't we just send him across?
See, I thought that at one stage.
Why don't we just send him? Because I'm not sure that is a penalty kick.
But would I have liked to have seen it again at the time? Yeah, because it would have given me the peace of mind as well that at least I've had another opportunity to see that.
See at first, right, I thought the attacker plays the ball, but I think it's actually the defender that plays the ball. There.
It's no.
Oof. Tell you what, that's a tight one, isn't it?
It was just listening to you talking at the time. You were.
I flipped.
You did. You absolutely did.
Yeah.
I think that if you get into that,
then it's not clear and obvious for me if you're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think that will show as much yellow.
This is what under 15s, whatever the kids' ages are, if you escalate that to an old firm game. So that's the question to ask yourself. So you might come to the same conclusion, but you are quite happy to support Gavin's decision. The question gives you more scope.
And I'm pleased to say that the testing has gone well and FIFA have been happy and very impressed with the facility that we've produced here in Scotland.
You're saying we're correct in not getting them over?
We're correct, I would say so. And I initially thought you should have got him over. But
I initially thought that as well.
Which is a positive, but you're pulling it in there and you still can't come to that clear decision.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
And I think the referees are going to really, benefit from that. And hopefully when they drive home, maybe they'll worry a wee bit less.
I wouldn't go far as saying a fan. I wouldn't have posters of it on my wall. But I've said before, if people think that's going to cure all the ills of decision making, then they're going to be disappointed.
Is it a magic wand? I'm not so sure, because you're still going to be subjective.
Then you and I can have watched the same thing and have a completely different view on it. And I think that will still be the case.
Now we're probably on Sports Scene, and let's, over a given week, you're maybe talking about 3-4 highly controversial decisions. You're probably going to water that down slightly, and there's going to be one or maybe two.
Because I'm sure Mikey will find a way to argue with somebody about it.
I don't care what any rule suggests or says, that is not a penalty kick.
So I think us pundits are safe for the time being.
VAR again. David Moyes wasn't happy, Declan Rice wasn't happy, West Ham feel very aggrieved. I think they have a point.
With those decisions, there will still always be talking points about football, and that's good.
My only concern is that there is no better feeling than scoring a goal and feeling away, knowing that the goal's in. You hear the referee's whistle, you look back, maybe the flag's up from the linesman. It is the worst feeling.
When you score a goal, the spontaneity that you're just running away and you're celebrating, and you think, oh, I've got to stop, something might happen here.
Ultimately, it detracts, it takes away from the buzz that you get.
You'd score a goal in the last minute, then you're kind of like, oh, hang on, stay hold on here. And
Chilwell is flying in from the left, and it's in! And when the lines are put in, the verdict is no goal. Chilwell, a hair's breadth offside as he went with his run.
You're at a point where every time you score, you have to stop him. And I just don't really like the idea of having to do that every time you score.
Aye, it's just daft.
Some weekends I can go and I can come out from behind the settee on a Monday morning and breathe, and other weekends I can't. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to have more weekends where I can come out on a Monday and say, at the end of the day, yeah, the main decisions were of a higher degree of accuracy than they were before VAR.
If they get all the decisions correct, then the VAR will have nothing to correct. Hopefully that will be the case.
Do you know what? It may be, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, it might actually shut me up a little bit as well, which is only a good thing for the officials.